I was confused. How do we move from Loni Love inviting you to her future show to her blocking you? I was confused. Today on the Candid Candice Show, model and author Liris Crosse discusses comedian and talk show host Loni Love.
Yo, she blocked me, and I could see if I was disrespectful. I could
Which
see
you
if
were
I,
not.
like, had total disregard for her feelings, but I actually felt it was the other way around. Personally, it felt like, who are you talking to? And how are you trying to discredit not only these women, but also the work that I've done for 22 years?
That, if Lonnie's watching, I'm sure she's watching. Is there anything that you would just like to say to her? One statement for her.
Loni, I still have.
I know what she means. She's not the producer. She can't make everything happen.
Exactly. I get that.
However, blocking you on Twitter also doesn't help either.
Thank you. That's all I'm trying to say.
I'm trying not to be mean. I'm just being honest. I'm just saying. This is a Candid Candice exclusive. Hi, Liris.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh my gosh, it's been an eventful week, but
it has.
I'm blessed. I'm happy, and just also I wanted to say thank you for this invite to be on your show. I saw the interview that you did with Terrence Howard, my Best Man alumni.
Yes.
And, I love how you're able to give people a chance to give context to their comments and, hear more of their side of the story. So just thank you for having me on your platform.
You're welcome. You are very welcome. Now, we have a lot of things to talk about. Like you said, it's been an eventful week for you.
Yes.
Very eventful. You had a Twitter exchange with Loni Love from the daytime show The Real. It was an interesting exchange that ended with Loni Love blocking you.
It did. And I was just like, dang, girl.
I was shocked. I was shocked when it happened. But look, we're not going to get into that right away. First, I want to educate people about you, who you are, what you're doing, and the significance of Loni Love blocking you, of all people. So let's talk about you. So I wrote my notes. I did my research. I already knew a lot about you, but let's get into it. So Liris Crosse, you are the first plus size model to win Project Runway season 16. Liris Crosse, you are the first plus size model to win Project Runway season 16.
Yes.
Phenomenal. So you've done a lot of things. You've been in magazines like Vogue, Essence, Vibe, done campaigns.
Cosmo, Mode when it was out during that time. Essence magazine. I actually just spoke at Essence Fest this summer on two of their panels on the big stages. It's just been so much. I became the first Black plus model to walk the Barcelona Bridal Fashion Week shows, which is as prestigious as it gets in the bridal world. I'm also the spokesperson for Maggie Sotero Designs, which is a major bridal retailer, which is in over 60 countries.
Wow.
Yeah, and literally, even my work with them has been amazing because just stores have been telling me how they've been able to sell so much more because they're showing a plus size woman and because they're showing a Black woman, a woman of color.
I love
So,
that.
and just because, you know, they just think I'm a great model too. Everything is not always necessarily about size or color, but I'm thankful for to work with companies like that.
With Maggie Sotero, it was love at first booking. It almost felt like a Cinderella story because they found out about me through a referral. My first day, I come in, I put on the dress, and it was like Cinderella with a glass slipper. It fit perfectly. I mean, if you wanted to call me plus and put me in a plus category, I had no issue with it because plus means more. I am more. More hips, I'm more lips, I'm more, you know, I got a whole situation going on. But that is just me. Being able to show up and represent for a woman who a lot of times feels she's not represented in mainstream culture. She's not seen. They look like my mom, my aunt, my cousins, my friends. We're all unique. Every bride is unique. There's so much variety and choices that you can find when you go to Maggie Sotero. It's your wedding day. You want to look amazing. Maggie Sotero has you covered, from head to toe. I'm so glad to be able to inspire women for their love story. Maggie Sotero will definitely have a dress for my love story when I'm ready to make it happen.
Everything is not always necessarily about size or color, but I'm thankful for to work with companies like that. Yeah.
That's amazing. Now, I also did some research. Like I said, I loved you on Project Runway, but I had to do some more research, and I saw, okay, so you were a video vixen, first of all. You were in, you know, that's what they call it, a video vixen. Okay, so I did a lot of research, and you've done other things throughout the years. Like you were a host of Giant magazine when Kimora Lee Simmons was the cover. Like she was the cover of that first issue of Giant magazine, right?
Yep.
What was it like shooting for the cover of Giant?
It was so much fun. I love working with Emil. I love Giant. The set was very free.
I mean, you're an author of a book. Like you're a woman.
This is my first book. It's called Project Runway, and actually the foreword is written by Project Runway's Tim Gunn.
Yes,
it's available on Amazon, and actually right now it is on sale for for the holidays, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So take advantage. It's available on Kindle as well as in paperback.
Yes, okay, because we're gonna get into that because I do want to talk about the book. You're trying to help all women, not just plus size women, not just Black women, all women. So we are definitely going to talk about the book.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, because I'm excited. When I looked it up and I saw you had the book, I wish I would have read it first. But the one thing I want to highlight is that you have been named the Naomi Campbell of plus size models.
Yes.
Talk about that.
It was interesting when I had that exchange with Loni. Because I think it was 2015, I think it was, the Daily Mail named me the Naomi Campbell of Plus. And that's like as prestigious as it gets overseas. You know, the Daily Mail is like up there. So for them to give me that moniker, I really appreciated it.
The Naomi Campbell of Plus. Well, please welcome Liris Crosse. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Also, Plus Model Magazine called me The Body. So in my industry, I've been around for a while. I've been known for my shape. I've been known for just being able to be relentless in my industry. I always tell people the average model's career span is 5 years.
Wow.
So the fact that I'm still working at such a high level still at this point blows my mind and amazes me. And I'm eternally grateful. One of my models that I look up to is Naomi Campbell. She's my favorite all-time model. And the fact that she has never given up, she is still slaying runways, still slaying campaigns, still slaying magazines. That's who I pattern my career off as far as work-wise. I want to continue to work with brands, shoot for magazines, and slay every runway like there's no tomorrow.
Yes,
and that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do.
And I'm so proud of you. So let's talk about some of those campaigns you've done. So name a few of them.
Oh my gosh! Right now, I just shot a new campaign for Maggie Sottero. I had a campaign this year for Trunk Club. I've done campaigns for Curvy Couture lingerie. I just shot a new campaign for Hanky Panky lingerie. And I mean, that's kind of like just recent stuff as of late. I've worked with brands from Macy's to Ashley Stewart to Lane Bryant. There was even a point where I was literally the face of Ashley Stewart for a certain amount of time, because so many people identify me with the brand. I was in their in-store posters. And that was probably for like a good 2 to 3 years.
I have Liris Crosse representing our brand, and we're so excited to have her. She's beautiful, she's stunning. She's the epitome of the Ashley Stewart woman with her curves and her gorgeous face. She knows how to work the runway and really show off all of the clothes, and she knows what it means to be a model and be the Ashley Stewart woman.
I love Liris wearing Ashley Stewart clothing because she epitomizes the brand, heart and soul. She wears our product beautifully, and she's an absolute joy to be with.
Liris walked for us last year and closed the Lane Bryant show with our cacique, and she was the total showstopper.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, and one of I remember my very first job that it required me to have a passport was when I shot a Lane Bryant campaign.
Oh wow, that was your first?
Yes, my very first time I got my passport. And we went and shot in Morocco. And that was with Walter Chin. He's a famed photographer in the fashion industry. And I also did 2 campaigns with Queen Latifah for Lane Bryant, which is one of the receipts that I pulled as well.
I saw that. We're gonna get to it.
Yes. So, this has been something that I've been doing for years. I mean, I've worked for companies like Belk and, all types of brands.
Yeah. And movies. Let's talk about one of your first movies that you were in. Oh my gosh. Because, like you mentioned, I interviewed Terrence Howard. You've worked with Terrence Howard before. In what movie would that be?
I did. It's crazy because The Best Man was the first movie that I ever auditioned for. Now, mind you, I played the role of the dancer at the bachelor party in the Indian costume.
Girl.
I was a lot smaller then. I was still curvy, but I was a lot smaller then. And everybody has always had this love for that scene and for the dancers in that scene. Yeah,
that's iconic. That's an iconic moment in that movie, The Best Man.
Told you about hiring those college girls. Yeah, that was my scene. Or is this the unlucky man? The one they call El Boogie?
Is this the unlucky man? The one they call El Boogie?
That would be me, ladies.
Yup, that's him.
Oh, yeah. Wake up, let's do it. Right here. There you go, oh, man. I'm jealous.
Yes.
So yeah, that was the first movie that I auditioned for, and I got it. And people still love me to this day. Another iconic thing that I've done the Pete Rock album cover. That album cover, so many people still talk about it to this day. And Platinum Reggae, I can't remember what volume it was. I was painted in silver. Like, those album covers were really big. So yeah, I've accomplished a lot of great stuff, and I'm honored to represent plus size women. First of all, I'm honored to represent women.
Yes.
Okay, just women, period. I'm honored to represent plus size women, and I'm super honored to represent Black women.
Yes.
Because we go through so much in our society, and you know, a lot of things are an uphill battle. But if we stay steadfast and we put our mind to do something, we literally are invincible, and we really can change the world. And I'm a witness, because I haven't given up. I've stayed steadfast, no matter what nobody said or anything that people did to me. I still remained focused and kept my eye on a prize, and I'm going to continue to.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Okay, so that brings us to the issues that happen on Twitter, because as you just mentioned, you are very, very accomplished. As a woman in general, as a Black woman, but as a plus size model. And that was the discussion on Twitter. So let's get into that.
Okay.
The controversy between fashion model Liris Crosse and comedian and talk show host Loni Love began on Twitter. It all started with Loni Love's controversial statement posted by HelloBeautiful.com. HelloBeautiful.com posted an exclusive article featuring Loni Love. In the article, HelloBeautiful.com refers to Loni Love as a pioneer in the industry for plus-size women. Loni Love discusses her collaboration with Ashley Stewart, which includes Loni Love's holiday collection, as well as Loni Love being the host of the annual Finding Ashley Stewart Awards show held at King's Theater. In this exclusive article, Hello Beautiful brought up the conversation of style icons, including people like Rihanna and Michelle Obama. When discussing that, Loni Love was quoted saying, "There are no real plus-size icons for me." After this exclusive article featuring a quote from Loni Love, Hello Beautiful took to their Twitter and they posted saying, "According to Loni Love, there are no real plus-size icons for me." Hello Beautiful then posed the question to Twitter fans asking, "What about Aretha Franklin, Oprah, and Queen Latifah? Thoughts, ladies?" After Hello Beautiful listed Oprah, Aretha Franklin, and Queen Latifah as a few real plus-size icons, Loni Love responded and she seemed to disagree, saying, "Aretha Franklin never had a plus-size fashion line. Queen Latifah was a cover girl but was not affiliated with a plus-size fashion brand. It's 2019 and you pulled sisters from 20 years ago. I said icons. Where is our Naomi Campbell? Thanks, Hello Beautiful." Hello Beautiful then responded saying, "Hey Loni, thank you for clarifying your statements with us. We see how that quote can be misinterpreted." Fans did not agree with Hello Beautiful and they did not feel that her quote was misinterpreted, so they responded directly to Loni Love's response. The curvy fashionista corrected Loni by letting her know that Queen Latifah did have a clothing line. Responding to Loni Love's statement that they pulled sisters from 20 years ago, the curvy fashionista let Loni Love know that in the past decade we've had quite a few trailblazers. Loni Love said, "I didn't say they didn't exist. I said there are no national brands as I was growing up that catered to plus size. There are no covers of plus size models. I never saw a plus size Naomi Campbell when I was growing up." It seems that Loni Love began to change the conversation, mentioning that there were no plus size icons as she was growing up. But fans still began to mention multiple plus size icons. Some of those names being Lizzo, Vanity Tokyo, Daniel B, Adele, Ashley Graham, and there were quite a few comments mentioning Liris Crosse, and also mentioning that Liris Crosse has been named the Naomi Campbell of Plus. Style Oversized mentioned Liris Crosse and her being the first plus-size model to win Project Runway, as well as Ashley Graham being on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and that was within the last 5 years. Loni responded saying, "Look up icons and Black plus size. Thanks." From here, it seems that Loni Love changed the conversation again, mentioning Black plus size. Style Oversized responded saying, "Liris is Black, and she is not iconic because of what exactly? Based on your standards? Seriously asking because I don't know what you deem as iconic." As you can see, Liris Crosse was mentioned in these tweets, and Loni Love responded to Liris Crosse, Style Oversized, and Ashley Graham. Liris Crosse then entered the conversation, and this is where the conversation began that led to Loni Love blocking Liris Crosse on Twitter. Okay, so Loni Love from The Real, she blocked you on Twitter. It was a very interesting exchange. I wouldn't even say it was a heated discussion. It wasn't heated. It was just more so a difference of opinion, and it ended with her blocking you, which I was shocked. I'm like, I look up to Loni. I say this all the time to my subscribers, you know, whenever Loni or anybody on The Real says or does something confrontational, you know, I discuss it over here, but ultimately I'm a fan, you know, I'm criticizing it, but I'm still a fan. And when certain things are said and done, it's just disappointing and hurtful when you look up to someone, you know, not that it's her responsibility to say and do everything perfectly, right? But, you know, when it's brought to her attention that she hurt somebody, I just thought she would have reacted differently.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said this before, this wasn't trying to be a pissing contest, you know? This was, you know, because I think a lot of people look at stuff and think it's an argument. To me, it was a discussion.
Right. To me too.
And I have had love for Loni since I found out about her when she used to be on Chelsea Handler.
Yeah, the Chelsea Lately. I remember that.
Yes, on Chelsea Lately.
Yeah.
Loved her on there. I used to actually get excited because it's like, you know, they had these different comedians on, but when they would have like the Black plus size woman on, of course I felt even better. So
right,
you know, I've been knowing about Loni's work for a bit. And then when she got on The Real, and I just, because I love diversity and different points of view and hearing different voices, that's what The Real is about. So I've loved the show, even had my, like I said in my tweets, told my publicist, yo, I want to get on that show because like I love that show. I love that they just give it like a fresh point of view, and it's different diverse points of view. So I was like, oh, I really want to get on there. So so yeah, I was very disappointed, especially since it's like, girl, me and you are two of the same, you know, like we Black, we plus size, we both in the industry, like really. Yeah. And I remember I even said, I think in my tweets, like, yo, she blocked me, and I could see if I was disrespectful. I could see if I, yeah, like had total disregard for her feelings, but I actually felt it was the other way around.
Yeah, and one of the tweets, she actually said when she gets her own show, she's gonna have you on. So I was confused. How do we move from Loni Love inviting you to her future show to her blocking you? I was confused. I'm still a little confused. So that's why I would like for you to explain. Maybe I missed some of the tweets in between or something, but let's get into
Honey,
the tweets. You
didn't miss a thing.
I thought I missed something.
That's why I am so glad that I screenshot the whole conversation. So that way, if she deleted stuff, because some people told me, of course I can't see on her page now, but some people said that she's deleted some of the stuff. Yeah, it was gone.
When I went to her page, the tweets were gone. But I mean, your fans, they were
and why were the tweets gone?
Listen, allegedly, I don't know. Look, I don't know if she deleted them or when she blocks you, does it disappear? I don't know. But I know your fans, they came through. They sent me every single tweet that they had. But that's why when I saw that she blocked you, I was like, there has to be some tweets missing, because how did she go from inviting you on the show or her future show to blocking you? So let's just get into it. Let's start with the first tweet. Okay, so the first tweet is
Let me say this.
Okay.
Her initial article about her view about there being no plus size icons, I believe that came out on November 11th.
Okay.
I saw the article circulating. I said nothing about it.
Okay.
I posted it on my Facebook. All I did was put the big eyes. I let people talk and have their own conversation in the comments. I said nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
So that was way before anything ever happened on Twitter.
Way before anything ever happened. And then what happened was Hello Beautiful had a tweet where they added her and said, according to Loni Love, there are no real plus size icons for me.
Okay.
What about Aretha Franklin, Oprah, Queen Latifah? Thoughts, ladies? And my thing was, when I first read the article back on the 11th, I said, you know what? She's entitled to her opinion. I don't agree with her. But if I said, well, maybe she's thinking like body shape or size. But then I was like, no, because we've had all types of people. You have, like they said, you have Oprah, you have Aretha Franklin, you have Queen Latifah. They're all different types of body shapes.
Right.
Okay. And they're all iconic in their own fields. So then she retweeted the Hello Beautiful's tweet and said, Aretha Franklin never had a plus size fashion line. Queen Latifah was a cover girl, but was not affiliated with a plus size fashion brand. Bloop. What did I tell you in the beginning of the interview?
That you worked with Queen Latifah before on a fashion campaign.
I shot 2 campaigns with Queen Latifah for Lane Bryant. She shot more than 2 campaigns. Queen Latifah did for Lane Bryant.
Right.
So that's not truth. And I feel to whom much is given, much is required. When you have a platform and you have 1 million followers on, let's say on Twitter, I don't know how many she has on, on Instagram. I don't know how many she has on Twitter.
Right.
And you're spouting off information that's incorrect. You should be able to go back and say, you know what? I was incorrect about that.
Okay.
So that was number one. That was a lie. Queen Latifah has been affiliated with plus size fashion brands. Not only that, she had created her own line called Curvation, where she, I believe, her and celebrity fashion stylist Susan Moses, who was also an icon in our industry, they helped to produce that line. That was called Curvation. Okay. So so that was wrong. And then she said, it's 2019 and you pull sisters from 20 years ago. I said icons.
Okay.
Where is our Naomi Campbell? So I'm like, wait a minute.
I think that's where I got confused. That's where I got confused. First she said there were no icons. Then she talked about fashion icons. Now she's saying it again. Icons.
Wait a minute, but she said it's 2019 and you pull sisters from 20 years ago. I said icons. So wait a minute, so you're telling me Aretha's not an icon, Queen Latifah's not an icon, and Oprah's not an icon?
They're icons. They are.
So I was like, huh? And then she said, where is our Naomi Campbell?
Okay.
Thanks, Hello Beautiful.
And I believe I'm looking at the next one. Then Hello Beautiful said, hey Loni, thank you for clarifying your statement with us. We see how that quote can be misinterpreted. So it sounds like to me that Hello Beautiful is acknowledging, oh, you didn't mean, you know, regular plus size model icons. You meant fashion. So it sounds like that's what
it
Hello
sounded
Beautiful,
like, right?
Right. And then I saw that's where the fans were listing, they were mentioning you over and over, like tons of fans.
Right. So Style Oversize, at Style Oversize 1 on Twitter said, in regards to plus size icons, Liris C won Project Runway. Ashley Graham was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. That was within the last 5 years.
Okay.
Loni then said, where and this is where I felt roped in at this point.
Okay.
Because she could have kindly not did a reply all. But instead, she did a reply all, which included me.
Okay.
And Ashley, and said, look up icons and Black plus size. So now, are you talking about the fashion? Or are you just talking about Black plus size icons?
Yeah, I think that's where it got confused. It's like first it's like she's saying there's no plus size icons, and then she's saying there's no fashion icons. Which one do you mean?
Right. And then I felt personally, it felt like, who are you talking to? And how are you trying to discredit not only these women, but also the work that I've done for 22 years?
Yeah. And other plus size models.
Yeah, exactly. And other plus size models. And also, you have to understand, I'm someone who has been working my butt off for years. And I know that I haven't necessarily gotten all the credit or just due as people feel as though I should.
Yeah.
So
because your fans were upset. It was really them. You weren't even in the conversation. Your fans
wasn't in the conversation.
They were going in.
Right. So when she said that, that's when I was teed off. And I was like, okay, don't come for me unless I send for you. So since you came for me, I'm going to come for you. But my thing was, it doesn't mean that I have to be, go off and cuss her out or anything of that sort, because that's just not me.
Yeah, even though you were feeling that internally.
Baltimore, the little bit of Baltimore in me could still be like, excuse me. But that's why I said, you know what? It doesn't make sense to go that way. Let's make this an educational moment.
Yeah, because I was going to say, although you were feeling internally pissed off, in your tweets, you didn't show that, at least from my perspective.
And so also Style Over Size 1 on Twitter has said to her, Liris C is Black and she is not iconic because what exactly? Based on your standards, question mark? Seriously, asking because I don't know what you deem as iconic.
Okay.
And if you really look up the definition of icon, it's someone deserving of respect and reverence. Okay. So then I kind of replied back with the blank stare face, like, really, Loni? And I said, I have kept pretty low key regarding this whole convo, but since I have been involved in the plus size industry for over 2 decades now, I will say as a Black plus model, we aren't even afforded the same press opportunities to even become as iconic as you seem you need me to be. Because this is the thing, I don't have the quote right in front of me, but Shania Danielle on Facebook had commented and said, there are so many marginalized groups in our world, whether it's Black people, whether it's gay people, and they have their own icons. And just because, the whole world doesn't know about them, it does not mean that they are not icons.
Yeah. I agree with that.
And I think we have to stop putting, when these people recognize you as an icon, then you're an icon. It's like that whole thing with people getting upset about the Grammys and how could the Grammys not give me an award? And then now people started to put a lot more respect and appreciation back into the BET Awards. Because they're like, okay, you see me, you get me, you understand me.
Right.
And we have to stop putting our value into what everyone else thinks. So I appreciated her making that comment. And I said, Loni Love, over the years, my team has even reached out via numerous ways to even your show to platform me as a Black plus model in the plus industry with not even a response. Oh, then I added, and to be clear, Daily Mail actually labeled me the Naomi of Plus that you were asking about. See interview, aka receipts from years ago. Okay. So you asked where she was, and guess what, darling? I've arrived. I am here. So I was letting you know.
She was specific. She said, where is our Naomi for plus size models? And I even saw on the Steve Harvey show, he said that as well. Exactly. You've been named the Naomi of plus size models by multiple outlets.
Exactly. Thank you, Steve. Shout out to Steve Harvey.
Shout out to Steve Harvey.
Yes. So she said, I don't produce the show, but when I get my show, I got you. But you got to keep doing it. Plus size fashion is making waves. So I was like, oh, Lord, you just digging your hole even deeper. I got to keep doing it.
What do you... Okay, so let's pause for a second. Because when I read that, I'll tell you how I perceived it. Because since she's talking to you, I'm sure you received it differently. But when I read that, I felt like she was saying, I could be wrong, it's just my opinion. When she says, but keep doing it, maybe she sees you because you're young. Maybe she's looking at your age and maybe feels like you're not an icon yet because the 20 years that you've been in this business, maybe 20 years doesn't make you an icon to her. That's possibly what she meant. I'm not sure.
She could have meant that. And guess what? Like I said before, she is entitled to her opinion. But I know the blood, the sweat, the tears, the money, the no's, the denials, and all the things that I've been through. I know the DMs that I get through from women across the world, black, white, old, young,
right,
and how I've made an impact.
Right.
And even like Project Runway fans, it's crazy. The show is about to start its 18th season. And there are people who still asking me, are you going to be on the show next season? There are people who said, I have watched Project Runway since season 1 and I never remembered a model's name till you came.
Right. I'm telling you, like, you were the first name that came to my mind.
Like,
I was like, Liris.
To me, that was just like, and they look, to me, they've had some amazing models. But that just showed me how much my impact has been felt. And I appreciate that. So it's like, you don't have to necessarily say I'm iconic, but if these other people see it, I feel sad for you, sister.
It just would have been nice if she acknowledged it. Oh yeah, I remember you on Project Runway. Or if she didn't remember you, she could have clicked multiple things that you were sending her.
She could have said, you know what? I didn't even know about you or know about all this stuff. Let me take a moment to research.
Okay.
Or, you know what? Wow, thank you for sending me this information. You know what? I'm going to reach out to you privately in DM. She could have did that.
But it ended with her blocking
this whole thing could have been an amazing moment where she said, you know, got on the phone with me, and I could have said, well, why don't we do an episode on The Real where we can really educate the masses about all these people who are contributing to the culture.
Yeah.
Bring on the past, the present, and some of our future girls.
Right.
So they could really get the platform. And then, you know, she said she doesn't produce the show, but then somebody hit me the other day and was like, she's one of the associate producers on the show.
Oh. She said, okay, so let's get to the tweets, because I didn't see that part. So where did she tell you that she's not the producer?
She said that after I said, over the years, my team has even reached out via numerous ways to even your show to platform me as a Black plus size model and the plus industry with not even a response. She said, I don't produce the show, but when I get my show, I got you. But you got to keep doing it. Plus size fashion is making waves. I said, yes, I have kept on doing it for 22 years now, actually. Lots of times, Black women are doing the groundwork in the plus industry, but mainstream media catapults others. In spite of, I have and will continue to do what I do because I see how it affects those I represent. That's why I'm like, child, whether you said that or not, I'm still going to continue to do what I do. I know my purpose. Yeah. I know the reach and how the fact that I just show up, that I continue to give this my all, and how it's helping people to be able to see themselves in our culture in a beautiful way. So whether she said it or not, I was going to do that. But it almost felt like a very, to me, and I could be wrong, very like, yeah, okay, well, you got to keep doing it.
Right.
So, and also it felt kind of, so then she replied and said, good for you, but let's be clear. There have been no plus size models on covers on the regular. Y'all getting mad at the wrong folks. Get mad at mainstream media. Good luck. Okay. And my thing is, in the past 5 years, there's been a immense push and more visibility for plus size models in our world.
Yes.
But just because we've been getting this big push in the past 5 years doesn't mean that all these other years before that strides weren't being made, that we didn't already have our icons. I remember when I shot that first campaign with Queen Latifah, and this was kind of still towards the beginning of my career. Queen Latifah came on set and she was like, "What? I'm getting to shoot with Miss Liris? Oh my goodness!"
Oh, that must have felt
like,
amazing.
"Girl, you are doing it." And still to this day, if I run into Queen Latifah, she always shows love and respect, and I honor her right back. So that goes to show you that she already knew, like, oh no, Liris is this person. And I hate to say it, a lot of times, even our own people. I remember I did a post on my Instagram saying, "Who are some of your favorite models of color?" And people were tagging Ashley Graham. I'm like, I said models of color.
Okay, yeah.
Or, you know, like you'll see somebody do a post saying, "Who are some of your favorite plus models?" Right? And you'll see all these black women tagging Ashley Graham, and it's like they don't even. And look, Ashley's amazing and she's beautiful and she's gotten the most buzz in our industry, so I'm not taking anything away from her. But I find that it's almost sad at times that a lot of black women don't even know the black plus models that do exist and have been putting in the work.
Right. But that has to do with, sorry to interrupt you, but that has to do with mainstream media. So I think that's why Loni was saying that. However, it was interesting because she's a part of mainstream media, being on the reel.
Which is why I said in my reply to her, you're part of mainstream media though. So when you say some of the things you say, it actually hurts many of us who've been tirelessly putting in the work. There's many icons some may not know, including yourself, since you aren't as involved in our industry. But I wish you the best, and hit me when you get your show. And then that's when she blocked me.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to sit here. I don't want to assume, but I think it's because you acknowledged that she's not in the industry.
She's not. That's a fact.
I know it's a fact. I'm just saying I think that's the thing that maybe rubbed her the wrong way.
If you get that annoyed by something like that, come on now.
Yeah.
By stating a fact, you getting annoyed by you blocked me because I stated a fact. I mean,
I think that conversation, I think that was a wonderful opportunity on your part where you were definitely educating her. You were letting her know multiple things about the fashion industry as it pertains to plus size models. And let's be clear.
And to black women.
Yes. And to black women in general. Yes. And Loni has become a plus size model because she's partnered with, was it Lane Bryant or?
I would say
Ashley Stewart?
No, it's with Ashley Stewart.
Excuse me, sorry, Ashley Stewart.
She, with her doing the line, she's more of an ambassador. I wouldn't call her a model.
Okay. Educate me. Listen, I'm not sure. So I'm thinking with this new partnership that she has with Ashley Stewart, and then, you know, when you said, you know, something about she's not involved in the modeling industry, that probably rubbed her the wrong way. Now, with this exchange that you guys had, I don't feel like anything was disrespectful. Anything was confrontational. It was really a conversation where you were, I don't even want to say you weren't agreeing. I don't know why she blocked you. I'm just confused.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Well, you know what? Sometimes the truth hurts. And some people can't take the truth. Because you have to understand, I've been a part of this industry. I go to the events. I meet the people. I have conversations. She's not as involved in our industry.
Okay.
You know, sometimes people can, you know, somebody can be black, somebody can be plus size. It doesn't mean that they're really involved in your culture.
Okay.
You know? And that's okay, but as soon as you decide that you're going to partner with a brand to put out online, and then you have your different viewpoints and those things are being refuted, you might want to just slow down and take a break, because you don't even realize you're talking to someone who models for that brand.
Yeah.
You're talking to someone who at one point was a face for that brand. You're talking to someone who, quiet as kept, my work has allowed for her to even show up and be able to do some of the things that she's trying to do in the fashion world.
Yeah. That's the part that kind of was ironic. I'm like, she doesn't even realize, as she said something like, you keep doing the work, but she doesn't realize that your work over the last 20 years is what opened the door for her to partner with.
That's what I'm like, hello.
It's disappointing. It's disappointing as a fan. And I just wish that Loni would have been receptive to what you were saying rather than combative. And she did it again recently. I just did a video on it the other day where she, you know, kept saying that, you know, the YouTuber and influencer Shan Boodrum is white.
Oh, white people. I tell you, white people. She's not white. She's not white. She's mixed. She's not white. That's white.
Like, she kept saying she's a white girl, and the entire table kept saying she's not white. And, you know, one person says she's mixed with black and white, or, you know, I don't think anybody really knew what her race was, but it was very clear she wasn't a white girl. But Loni kept saying she was white, and she said, you know, her white side coming out, and she said it with an attitude. And I just think that Loni's so strong in her opinion, which is fine. We all, I mean, I know I'm strong in my opinion. However, when you become offensive and someone's telling you that you're offending them, at least acknowledge it. At least. And I just think that's where the issue lies. You let me, what do you think?
Well, I agree.
Quickly, I did have to edit in an update regarding Loni Love and the statements that she made about Shan Boodrum being a white girl. Loni Love received an immense amount of backlash for those comments, and she has since reached out to Shan Boodrum via Twitter. She @mentioned The Real Daytime, and she @mentioned Shan Boodrum, inviting her on the show so that they can have a discussion. Shan Boodrum did respond, and it seems that it may be a possibility that Shan Boodrum may be on The Real to discuss the issues that she had with Loni Love. I do find it interesting that Loni is able to reach out via Twitter to invite Shan Boodrum onto the show after all of the backlash that she received, but when it comes to the conversation she had with Liris Crosse, she said that she's not a producer, but when she has her own show, she would love to have Liris on. Unfortunately, the conversation ended with Loni Love blocking Liris, so the reconciliation that it seems that Loni Love is trying to achieve with Shan Boodrum, hopefully she would try to reconcile and have an educational conversation with Liris as well in the future. You know, YouTuber and influencer Shan Boodrum is white. Like, she kept saying she's a white girl, and the entire table kept saying she's not white. And, you know, one person says she's mixed with black and white, or, you know, I don't think anybody really knew what her race was, but it was very clear she wasn't a white girl. But Loni kept saying she was white, and she said, you know, her white side coming out, and she said it with an attitude. And I just think that Loni's so strong in her opinion, which is fine. We all, I mean, I know I'm strong in my opinion. However, when you become offensive and someone's telling you that you're offending them, at least acknowledge it. At least. And I just think that's where the issue lies. You let me, what do you think?
Well, I agree. My thing is, I can give you a prime example. I realized the other day I kind of was a little snappy with one of my homegirls, and I went back and apologized. I said, "Hey, you know, I don't know if what I said when I said what I said the other day was a little snappy, but I just wanted to apologize for that." Apology could go a long way.
Yeah,
and it's actually a sign of maturity as well.
Yeah.
And we can learn so much when we open ourselves up to apologies or seeing another side of the story. And truthfully, that's all I was trying to do. I was trying to give her another side of the story because I live this. I live this every day.
Right.
This has been my dream. It's been, but it's beyond a dream because I'm living my dream.
Yeah.
I'm working my dream. And, it's unfortunate when someone is so strong and wrong that they can't hear another viewpoint, which can really be something that unifies us.
Yeah. That could have been such an educational moment. That could have been such a huge educational moment. Yeah. For really people to know more about the plus size industry, and the statements that Loni was making just weren't true.
Yeah. And but you know what? But this is the thing. If she ever does reach out and say, you know what, I saw your interview on Daytime Tea Time, and I kind of understood your heart and where you were coming from. Maybe we should have a conversation and really figure out how we can come together. Right. Because I say this all the time. We are stronger together.
Yes.
We really are, especially as Black women. Mm-hmm. We are stronger together when one hand washes the other. And it's not about handouts, it's about hands up.
Right.
When I'm able to help, this is like right now, you're giving me a hand up. You're giving me a chance to we both have our followings, but you're giving me a chance to express myself, express where I'm coming from. You're also helping to educate other people on who I am and some of the Black plus models within my industry. Like, actually, I want to shout out some of them. I want to shout out
that'd be great. Yes.
Philomena, Precious Lee, Monique Robinson, Jasmine Carthon, there are so, and people who came before me, Angelica, Tammy, Sharon Quinn, even a lot of people don't even know Kate Dillon. She's not a Black model, but she's a plus model who paved the way. Emmy. Emmy. She's another model, plus model, who is 52 years old, I think now, and is still doing runway shows as a plus model.
Wow, that's amazing.
Exactly. There are so many people who have helped to push the culture forward. And I really hope that she really does use her platform going forward to be a unifier.
Yeah.
And also kind of take some of the cues from her co-hosts when they're trying to redirect her, because I've seen it more than once when they're like, whether it's Tamara and she's like, okay, and or it's Adrienne, or Jeannie, they're trying to redirect. It's like, catch the cue, girl. Okay, that
because we're fans of the show, so we see it. We see it happen, but but listen, Loni, and this isn't a tear down Loni session, but it's more you have to acknowledge. Yeah, you have to acknowledge when these things happen so that there can be change. If you're constantly offending people, and it's not just a few opinions, Loni's offensive. It's an enormous amount of people who are feeling this way, saying it on Twitter, saying it on Instagram, making YouTube videos, and it doesn't seem to be a change on her part. So with you in particular, I just feel like this was the best opportunity to bring all women together.
Yes.
Women of color and plus size women and models, because that's what she discussed. And what you just did, you listed all of those names. And sadly, I didn't know a lot of them. And it's because, it's because mainstream media are not giving any of you that push.
Yes.
Ashley Graham, I'll say Lizzo, like those are the names that come to my mind like that because it's recent. But if y'all were getting that push from here all the way through, we would know more of your names. And that is an opportunity that Loni has. I have it for my 400,000 subscribers, but they reach millions. Do you understand what I'm saying? So she could do that. And I know what she means. She's not the producer. She can't make everything happen.
Exactly. I get that.
However, blocking you on Twitter also doesn't help either.
Thank you. That's all I'm trying to say.
I'm trying not to be mean. I'm just being honest. I'm just saying.
Yes, we could have kept the conversation going. If it wasn't going to be on the show, we could have taped something together. Hey girl, let me know next time you're in LA, and you and I can do a Facebook Live or an Instagram Live. You know what I mean? It could have been. It's so many ways to skin a cat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to shut down the conversation,
that doesn't help. It doesn't help. Even if she felt like she had, valid points, educate each other. It could have. I just feel like it didn't have to go that way. I don't think we would be having this conversation if she blocked you, or if she didn't block you. Like if she didn't block you, it would have just been that one time Loni said some stuff that we didn't like, maybe. But the blocking you part, I think, is what really intensified everything. Like you're silencing your sister. It took it to a whole
other level that it didn't really need to go to. But it really, I feel like it showed her hand.
Yeah.
It didn't show me in a bad light. Like in a way, I'm like, thanks, Loni. Okay. Now you open up. You just made more ways for me. So in a way, I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, it gives you the opportunity to speak up, and that's the point of the Candid Candice Show. Sometimes you just don't get the full picture, and even now we don't have the full picture because we haven't heard from Loni. But what I'm saying is, you can't move forward and do better by stopping a conversation. That's all I'm saying.
That's
you gotta have it.
That's all I wanted. Was a real conversation, and for her to understand a different point of view, and understand where, like, I'm sure she wants me to understand what she goes through. Yeah, being on TV, being a plus size, a dark skinned plus size woman. I'm sure she has certain things that she goes through as well. Right. But how can we grow together if you can't really hear and respect what I'm trying to say? Right. Because like I already said, she's entitled to have her opinion. But my thing is, you're also, the way she was replying back, it was just really discrediting me and so many other people who have put in the work tirelessly over the years. It was dismissive. Is what it was. Thank you. Thank you. So I want to talk about your book and the other things that you do, but before we get to that, if Loni is watching, I'm sure she's watching, is there anything that you would just like to say to her, one statement for her? Loni, I still have love and respect for what you have accomplished in your career. And like I said before, you're entitled to your opinion, but I hope that you take into consideration some of the things I've said and some of the work that I myself and other people in my community have done. I hope that you take the time and research because you're getting more into the fashion world. So take some time to research and really learn about the women who are already existing and making a name for themselves. And if you ever still want to have a conversation, whether online or offline, feel free to reach out to me. We have a mutual friend, actually. So that mutual friend, you can reach out to him and he will connect us. Okay. I quickly want to shout out Maisha Kai, who is the managing editor of The Glow Up. She wrote an article on this very topic titled, "Google Us, Baby. What Loni Love Doesn't Know About Black Plus-Size Models is Hurtful to the Women Who've Been Doing the Work." I will leave the link to this article below. It can be found on theroot.com. Maisha Kai did a phenomenal job at articulating her thoughts and giving details that we did not give in this interview. So I really suggest that you guys go to the website, theroot.com, and read this article. Another website that covered this topic would be Plus Model Magazine. Their article is titled, "Loni Love continues to get herself into hot water over a recent comment she made in an interview with Hello Beautiful." Maisha Kai referred to a wonderful quote from Plus Model Magazine. The quote reads, "We don't dispute Loni Love's career accolades or her contribution in empowering women with both boss moves. However, after that interview, her recent interactions with plus-size women, most of whom are Black,
are not empowering other plus size women. What it's doing is showing a side of love that is not plus positive at all. Your words are not helping to elevate us, Loni Love, and that's not the definition of empowering plus size women. Instead of blocking our voices, we hope you will consider humbling yourself and actually listening to what we're saying. You might actually find that plus size icon you seek in the process and learn more about the plus size industry. Be sure to click the link below to read both articles, as well as Maisha Kai from theroot.com. Okay, Liris, so let's get into what you're doing as far as your book and your boot camp. I want to talk about that first, because when I did my research, it was just so many great things about it, but I haven't read it yet. So let's get into that. Tell me about your book.
Okay, so my book is called Make the World Your Runway. It's top model secrets for everyday confidence and success. Yes. And it was truly inspired from my appearance on Steve Harvey and on Project Runway, because so many women, I mean, even men as well, they were just like, I love your confidence. I love your poise. I love your mindset. You're just awesome. Like, teach me. And I was just like,
I know you were like, what?
Me? What? But you know what? I was just like, I can't, be everywhere, but I knew that I could put it in a book.
Yeah.
So people, it's funny. It's kind of like modeling meets life class.
Yes.
That's what the book is about. Yeah. So, because there are so many things that models do on a daily basis that anybody, man, woman, boy, girl, if they implement it in their lives, it can be something that can help them make the world their runway too. So from poise to presence to posture, all those things make a difference, because your posture is not just like how your body is aligned, but who are you aligned with in your everyday life? Right. And how are they affecting you? Wow. For models, we need positivity, because you get all these no's. Everybody, we go through so many things in our daily lives. So I talk about creating a positive mindset, walking in your purpose. I talk about that. The reason why I'm able to stand in who I am is because, like, I have a chapter in the book about standing in your power. So standing in your power is important when I'm on the runway and I'm standing at the end and the photographers are taking all my pictures. But how do you stand in your power when you're walking into that job interview? When you're walking down the aisle to meet your significant other on your wedding day? When, you're walking into your first day of college courses. How are you standing in your power? And partnerships. Like, I talk about all these things in the book. And
so this is for everybody.
Fashion advice.
This is for everybody.
Oh yeah, it's for everybody. It has fashion advice for men and for women, essentials that you need for your wardrobe, how you can look your best. This is like all about leveling up your inner beauty as well as your outer beauty. And people just been loving it. The foreword is written by Project Runway's Tim Gunn. So if Tim Gunn gives me the approval, y'all, you need to just go ahead and get the book. And I actually have it on sale right now because it's the holidays. It's only available on Amazon.
Oh, that would be a great Christmas gift.
Yes, it's a great Christmas gift.
I'm going to get that for my mom.
Yes, please. So get it on Amazon. It's discounted. It's usually $20. Right now, it's $14.99. I even discounted the Kindle version of the book. Now, if you want a signed copy, which people ask me about as well, you would have to go to my website, which is lirisc.com, lirisc.com. Click on the book tab, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and hit the PayPal button. And if you are in the United States, I will send you a signed copy. Now, it's not going to be like you're going to get it the next day. You have to give it anywhere from like 2 to 3 weeks, because I do travel quite a bit for my work.
But I know a lot of my overseas fans are going to be a little disappointed. I got a lot of fans in Jamaica. I hear from Africa, Europe, everywhere.
They can get the signed copy, but they can get the copy from Amazon. Just go to the Amazon site for your country and you'll be able to order it. But for the signed copies, I'm only doing USA at this time, because I just don't want to get backed up, and it costs quite a bit to ship overseas from here.
Yes, it does. It does. I was just messing with you. Yeah, I'm sure they understand. So everybody make sure you get that book on Amazon. Yes. Okay, so what you just said.
Model boot camp, right?
Yeah, I was just about to say that brings me to the model boot camp, because what you just said, you said, you know, people always complimented you on your confidence and, you know, all of that, and they want to be taught it. So you have the book, but let's talk about the Life of a Working Model boot camp, right?
Well, look, the Life of a Working Model boot camp has been around for 5 years. Next year will make 6 years that I've been doing it, and it also influenced me in writing the book, because I would have these women who, you know, wanted to get into modeling, who came to the model boot camp, but then I had women who started to come and say, I don't necessarily want to be a model, but I just want to feel like a model. I want to do things that models do. They wanted that confidence boost. So I took some of the principles that I teach in my Life of a Working Model boot camp and put it in the book. But my Life of a Working Model boot camp is, we have a Facebook page, so like us on Facebook. You can always get information on my Instagram whenever I'm doing new classes. We do a pop-up runway class every blue moon. And I have 3 different classes. I did Project Slay this year with viral sensation Soleil West.
Yes.
She is like my model daughter. I love her to pieces. And that was like an intensive on runway. And I also have the master class and the perfection in posing. The master class is like the how to get into modeling and how to up-level your modeling career. It's like a big information session with a panel and everything. And then the perfection in posing is a boot camp where half the class is about preparing you for the runway, and the other class is basically me model coaching you on set while you're shooting.
Wow.
So
wow, that's good. And I love that the boot camp isn't just for models, because I mean, I wish I would have had something like this when I was, you know, 13 years old. You know, because do children get to come as well, or teens?
Yes, my youngest that I've had. Oh no, that was a while ago now. The youngest I think I had this year was probably 5 years old.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, because especially these days with social media and, you know, with Instagram's taking away the likes. I mean, I know everybody's mad at that, but, you know, people are just like starving for the feeling of being confident and being liked. But you don't need a like on Instagram to feel good. You don't need 1 million views on Instagram or YouTube. So that sounds great. I think that would be very helpful for any person, just to feel more confident. And like you said, poise, girl, you got me sitting up straighter. I'm over here trying to sit up straight.
And I have a hashtag when anyone just kind of needs some type of motivation, inspiration. It's hashtag Liris Motivates. Wow. And literally, I just let God use me. I'm like, God, what do you want me to post today? And, you know, sometimes it's something that's going on in my life, and sometimes it's not. It's just something random. But the effect that has had on so many people has been amazing. So I would say, get the book. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Liris C, and on YouTube at LOAW Model. So that way, any updates, any events, anything about Liris, guess what? You're going to get all your information there. And please get the book on Amazon. And again, Candice, just thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. No, thank you. Thank you for coming on the Candid Candice Show. I mean, this is something new. You know, I'm getting a lot of people signing on to do it, but every time somebody says yes to me, I said, thank you for taking a chance on me, because it's my goal to help people speak for themselves. Because for a living, I'm telling my opinion about everybody. But my goal is to have y'all come on and speak for yourselves. Because I will listen. I'm not going to be combative. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to be shady. I'm not going to spin a narrative with the interview. I'm going to let you say what you have to say. So
it's so important. It's so important. Just thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Well, thank you. And keep me updated on everything you have going on. And I would love to have you back again whenever you want to promote something or you got something going on.
Yay! Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
All right.
This is a Candid Candice exclusive.